ladies and gentlemen, Bulavinaka, and a warm welcome to you all this morning. It is an honor for me to be here, to be here this morning to officiate at this inception meeting for the Climate Smart Food Systems in the Pacific project. And I must thank you all for availing yourself to join us this morning for this important event with the International Institute for Plant and Food Research of New Zealand in partnership with the PHAMA plus Fiji program and the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways for organizing this inception meeting to launch the new project in Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways expresses its sincere gratitude to the International Institute for Plant and Food Research for this initiative to work with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways and with the research and extension offices, and for the farmers and exporters to be part of this very important project. And my sincere appreciation also goes to the PHAMA Plus program for being an implementing partner in this 4-year project, for the Sigatoka Valley, and working with the Institute for Plant and Food Research and the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways in building capacity for our farmers on various aspects of climate smart food systems, and to improve the knowledge of our farmers to mitigate and adapt to the impacts of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways plays a vital role in the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals through a competitive, resilient agricultural sector aimed at growing and developing the economy of Fiji. Currently Fiji is ranked 57th over 166 countries in the SDG Index ranking, with an overall score of 72.9%. This overall score measures the total progress towards achieving the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. And ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways Strategic Development Plan for the year 2024 to 2028 in its strategic priority 3, which is to improve the adoption of sustainable resource management and climate smart agriculture, is in line with this project objective. This project, ladies and gentlemen, will create a better platform to implement the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways priorities using collaborative research and development to upskill our farmers with climate change information, to elevate productivity, and to create more resilient food production systems. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Sigatoka Valley, or the Sigatoka Valley is often described as Fiji's salad bowl, and is one of the most productive food regions in the country. The key crops grown here include eggplants, okra, tomatoes, leafy vegetables, together with a range of fruits and forestry crops. In addition to this, there are around 7 exporters in the valley that facilitate the export of Fiji's fresh produce to the New Zealand and Australian markets. This is an incentive for our farmers to improve their food production systems to meet that export demand. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, farmers have faced many challenges to food production. These include the reduction in arable lands for farming, degrading soil fertility, the emergence of new pests and diseases, and extreme weather events such as flooding and droughts. The critical role in food production in the Sigatoka Valley and its farmers play make it a good choice for this climate smart Pacific Food Systems project, as there is a lot of room to make improvements for farmer livelihoods and on the sustainability of their food production systems in light of the impacts of climate change. And this new project, ladies and gentlemen, is called Climate Smart Food Systems for the Pacific, and is a 4-year project which is to be implemented in the Sigatoka Valley, working together with local researchers, as I mentioned, and extension officers, exporters, and farmers to develop climate smart farming technologies and practices to improve soil health, reduce land degradation, and to develop integrated pest and disease management programs, and to reduce waste and food losses through improved post-harvest management. And just to give you some background and details of how the project was developed, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Susie Newman, I think most of you might know her, who is the Director for the International Development at the Institute of Plant and Food Research, led a team during the design phase to visit Fiji in May 2023 and collated information on the priorities and challenges that were incorporated into the design, and the contract for funding between the International Plant and Food Research and the New Zealand government was signed in June of 2024, which was just a few months back. The goal of this project, ladies and gentlemen, is to build the well-being and resilience of communities in Fiji on the impacts of climate change through Pacific-led climate-smart food systems. It also has 3 thematic components, and these are: 1, climate-smart food production systems; number 2 is the stewardship of water, land and waste; and number 3 is a sustainable, resilient food value chains. Ladies and gentlemen, the project will focus on root crops, vegetables and fruits. And an early priority of this work is in the Sigatoka Valley, is to understand soil health constraints and solutions that are adaptable and practical for farmers to implement. And the long-term outcomes of this project, ladies and gentlemen, are for farmers to achieve improved yields and to lift food security of their farming households, as well as in the Pacific Island countries or PICs, and to increase farmer resilience to adverse weather events and farm systems shocks in the Pacific Island countries, in Fiji and the Pacific Island countries. And also the Pacific Island countries' farm systems to embody healthy growing ecosystems. And also the last one there is the sufficient and affordable, nutritious, locally sourced food in Fiji and the Pacific Islands and communities. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment the prices of food that we get in the local domestic markets are quite high. So that's simply an indication that we don't have enough production, or volumes of production are quite low. So we need to be working towards trying to increase our volume of productions. So ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion or in closing, the implementation of this 4-year project in Fiji is a significant step towards our vision for a sustainable and resilient agricultural sector. This project represents our commitment for action, and together we have the power to transform our agricultural sector, to protect our environment, and to secure the well-being of our people. The Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways looks forward to working together with all our partners and fully supports this new project in Fiji and also for the Pacific Island countries. So let us join hands, united by common purpose, as we embark on this transformative journey towards sustainable agriculture, resilient food systems, and climate action, adaptation, mitigation. Together, let us build a brighter and greener and more prosperous future for Fiji. With that being said, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, tēnā koutou katoa and nisambula vinaka, namaste. And thank you so much for inviting us here today. We are really excited to be in the salad bowl, as the PS already mentioned, to launch this Climate Smart Pacific Food Systems project. And this project is going to further strengthen and solidify the New Zealand and Fiji partnership, which we call the Duavata Partnership. This project aligns very well with our partnership, and particularly on our commitments to build climate and economic resilience. And I'm really pleased to hear that from the Permanent Secretary's perspective, it also aligns very nicely with the work of the Fiji government and the priorities. Earlier this year, we had New Zealand's Prime Minister, Christopher Luxon, here in Fiji. And during that visit, the Prime Minister announced sort of publicly here in Fiji the funding for this initiative, for this 4-year program across the Pacific. And today's project, therefore, we are continuing on that promise and that commitment that the Prime Minister made earlier this year. So from a New Zealand Inc., we call it, from the New Zealand family perspective, we are really pleased to see Plant and Food Research here. So thanks so much to the team from New Zealand who have done a lot of hard work to make this happen. And this spirit of partnership with local Fijian agencies, in particular the ministry, but also PHAMA Plus and others, is absolutely fantastic. I think increasingly we're seeing these types of integrated partnerships between New Zealand and Fiji expertise, and this is really, I think, the type of support that really adds value to the partnership. So we hope and we know that those agencies together will share ideas, build capacity, and expand the knowledge base here in Fiji. So, as has already been mentioned, the programme's goal is to build the well-being and resilience of communities, both to the impacts of climate change through Pacific-led climate-smart food systems, and it also supports New Zealand's mission for working with Fiji to support community adaptation to climate change, to strengthen disaster response and improve community preparedness. So as you'll appreciate, that food security and food systems are, of course, critical to be integrated when working in the climate resilience and climate adaptation space. We know that the Ministry of Agriculture's Strategic Development Plan is a crucial part of the journey here for Fiji's future, and this program or partnership is very much aligned with that Strategic Development Plan. We know that this project is going to collaborate with a number of other important stakeholders to ensure that their priorities, as well as the Fiji government's priorities, are met through the course of this project. So unfortunately, High Commissioner Charlotte Darlow could not be here this morning, but it's with great pleasure and with great honour I'm on her behalf, I'm here with you today. And High Commissioner sends her best wishes for this successful project going forward, and we look forward to seeing the impacts that you will create on the ground for Fijian communities. And personally, I would love to come back in a couple of years' time and again be back here with yourselves to see the fruits, so to speak, of your labour, both physical fruits and metaphorical fruits.
On behalf of the PHAMA Plus program, the Pacific Horticultural and Agricultural Market Access program, we are delighted to present and be partnership and support the climate food systems in the Pacific. The PHAMA Plus program is an aid program supported by the New Zealand and Australian government to assist and support 10 Pacific countries to improve livelihoods and economic sustainability through agriculture, food security, inclusion and sustainable trade. Agriculture, as we know, is central to the livelihoods of the Pacific people in Fiji and also in the region. However, the Pacific region faces ongoing challenges of climate change, which is economically disadvantaged and diminishing food security. So with this project, with this partnership, this will strengthen the value chain, supply chain, improving production, and also foster trade in Fiji and sustain agricultural commodity. So with this inception meeting and this special day for today, I believe we are bringing all the key stakeholders and the wealth of scientific research and all the organization departments to work together to improve economic growth and improve livelihood, and also an opportunity to address some of the key issues related to trade. So once again, a big winakawaleu to the New Zealand government, the Ministry of Agriculture, colleagues, and the Pacific Food Research, and other key stakeholders for making this occasion very special. Winakawaleu, and may God bless us all.